Hi there, my name is Becca Pati. I am co-owner of Divine Health in St. Albert, Canada, and I wanted to share with you a video based around doing yoga for beginners or for those of you who would like a really good stretch out in through your hips and your thighs and maybe even into the low back and a bit into the shoulders as well. And so we're focusing on a bit more of the props today. I hear a lot of new students or people who have been practicing for a short amount of time coming in and not really sure about what to do with some of these props. And so I'll just take you through a very easy step-by-step when to use the props in the poses and see if it helps and aids your practice to make it a little bit more relaxing and more nourishing for the stretch rather than just the strengthening of the body. And so we'll start in a downward dog and the hands come up to the top of the mat. You can tuck the toes under, be on your knees if you need to. Two options here. This is a half push-up position, hands under the shoulders, knees walked away a little bit so your pelvis is gently towards the floor. But we're not hanging here. We really want to pull up out of the shoulder joints. The toes can tuck under. We want to send the bum back towards sort of the back of the mat. Let the head drop down, let the ears sort of hang in between the arms, but still have engagement in your arms so that your fingertips are pressing a little bit hard in towards the earth, and so that there can be a stretching through the shoulders and through the back. Feeling the sit bones, which are the bones in the bum, let them kind of gently press away. Now if that feels pretty good, you can also move in with the knees up off the floor, which is downward dog. And so as you start to come forward slightly, bring your bolster in or pillows so that you can have a little bit more of a restorative pose here. As you gently lift up your hips, pull the core in, walk your hands up, slide your pillows forward, and let your head gently relax onto the bolster. Just kind of checking in how that feels, pressing the heels down towards the earth. Maybe pedaling it out if you need to. So notice that my shoulders are not really forward. I'm not moving to an upper push-up. I press back gently so that my sit bones lift up. And maybe I need to soften up my knees to sort of allow my spine to lengthen. Core pulls in nice and tight. So I hold here for a couple of breaths. Maybe the shoulders are starting to get a little bit sore. So we can come down onto the knees. Widen out the knees a little wider than your pillows or your bolster. Slide the bolster in and gently lay yourself over top of the bolster, allowing your head to look to the right and to the left. What this does is it supports the body so you don't have to feel like your head is hanging in the air. I see a lot of times bum doesn't touch, head doesn't touch. It's like, what am I doing in this child's pose position? And so this is a really nice alternative to sort of allow your body to be fully supported. Therefore, you can open up your hips. You can get a nice gentle stretch on your hamstrings and through the bottoms and the tops of your feet. You let your heart settle down. Just take a couple of moments here as you maybe look over towards the other side. Taking a couple of breaths, neutralizing. And then take a gaze forward, and you can walk your hands all the way back, sliding a little bit more forward on the bolster. And as you slide up, you can use it to support the hips. If you're feeling really good and you want to sit right down onto your heels, that's fine. Otherwise, we pull the rib cage down, sort of lifting the upper back. Shoulders roll away. Inhale, rise your arms up. Exhale, take a spinal twist towards the right side. And so as you go over, you start to roll your back shoulder away from you, dropping down your ears, looking over maybe the back of your mat, checking in, seeing how it feels. If the neck is not doing so well on the left side, maybe just look over towards the right. And then inhale, reach your arms up, opening up the heart. As you exhale, go over in the twist. So it's not about how much we pull ourselves around in this. It's about just that gentle opening in through the core, in through the belly button, to sort of help yourself detoxify a little bit further. Maybe looking over the back shoulders, stretching out through the right side of the neck. Good. Bring yourself all the way back to center. So once again, got your pillows. We're going to use them again. So we're coming even more forward onto the bolster. You can take let's take the right leg and send it out in front. So inhale, we lift up through the heart. If this is too difficult, onto your knee, a couple of options. You can just extend out your thigh or keep the leg in a bit more of a Janu Shirsasana, which is sort of this, almost looks like a tree pose, that type of thing, where the bottom of the foot goes to the inseam of the right thigh, or you can keep your foot as it was. So inhale, rise your arms up, and exhale, come on forward, lengthening out the spine. Just softening, feeling the hamstring flexing up in through the back of the thigh and the toes curling back towards you. One of the most common comments, I suppose, that I hear is that the hamstrings are really, really tight. And there's no doubt in my mind that they certainly are, but they work in conjunction with so many other muscles around and through the hips and the low back and the synergistic muscles that work with it. So we want to be careful that we're not just isolating out through the hamstring all the time, that we press back the sit bones, and you'll notice that your back will lengthen out as well as your heart drops closer towards your thigh. Let your chin tuck in and just soften that down. Then take that time and roll yourself all the way back up. A little spinal twist right side. Inhale, rise up the left arm. Exhale, hand goes to the outside. You can use your pillows or bolster or keep your fingertips on the floor as you look back behind you. Nice. Bring yourself back to center. You can tuck in your leg however feels the best. Maybe once again it's moving into a little bit more of that tree position. As you lengthen out your left leg, take an inhale, rise your arms up. And as you exhale, feel like you're hinging right from the hips, not the low back. Press the sit bones back and come forward. Chin tucks in just a little bit, head moving towards the foot. So we could say that with the breath, we want to take that inhale, fill up. So you'll find that you'll sort of come up a little bit. As you exhale, dip yourself down just a little bit deeper. It might simply mean that you breathe deeper. It might mean that you move a little bit more. It might be that you crawl your hands forward, soften down your shoulders. There's a lot of ways of getting deeper in these poses without actually kind of pulling yourself a little bit more. So we take that time getting into the backs of the legs, and I'm here doing this in the morning so I can feel it already. And then walk your hands back in towards you. Inhale, rise up your left arm, that'd be your right, sorry. And take an exhale, the right hand goes to the outside of your knee or your thigh, and then spiral over towards the left. Very nice. And then bring yourself back to center. You can gently let your right leg go out in front of you. You can have a couple of options. You can stay on the bolster as you are or slide forward even a little more. So